Pisces ascendant, Pisces rising, welcome. This is G. I'm glad you're here. I'm so honored to be here with you to talk to you about the energies. We're going to go over the frequencies for August, your August. We're going to talk about the first half of August, and we'll probably do a little bit more of the future stuff too, because this is a very deeply transformational month. The planet Pluto is being spoken to by the planet Mars. And so it all kicks off at the end of July. If you haven't seen your July video, what are you waiting for? The July video is chocked full. Actually, there's 2 July videos for you, but it is chocked full of information and nuggets of knowledge that talk about the preceding months, that talk about the coming months, but at the same time, knowing the energies that you are under the impressions of in the month of July going into August helps a lot. Having that background information will help you to go forward and to understand what to expect. So here we are at the beginning of August, and we're going to have a full moon. We're going to go over this. We're going to walk through this together. Again, if you're new, if you have already been here thousands of times before, thank you. I am honored, and I never take for granted your view minutes, your view hours. I am grateful having you there and hearing from you, meeting you in the comment sections, having great deep conversations where we can connect, where we can encourage one another, where we can help one another, because this is the only way we're going to get through these times. There is so much adversity. There is so much uncertainty. There is so much negativity and doubt and separation in the world in general, that if we can come here and do this together for each other, like I enjoy doing this. This is who I am. This is my thing. This is why I came to be, to share whatever it is that comes through. And if you're willing to sit and listen and watch and then give me feedback and chat with me and connect in with me too, right? I appreciate that. I don't know how else to say it, that I cherish it, and thank you. So let's give you the 5 things. 5 things for you, Pisces. 5 things, all right? We're going to start off with July 31st. How many days are in this month? I always forget. I always forget that. There's that weird rule of, I don't even know. I was never taught it, but somebody else, and it's all about how you can figure out how many days are in a month, like some little sing-songy, whatever those things are called. Anyhow, so here we go. Let's take a look at your August, okay? The August time is tricky. I'm just going to say right up front, it's tricky. So we're going to start and do the backwards count. Number 5 is going to be all about the full moon. Now, before the full moon begins, it's actually the date of August 3rd. So August 3rd is the days that lead up to that are tumultuous in a sense, because we have the sun getting really close to exactly squaring the planet Uranus. So when Uranus and the sun square up, this is a time where there's this energy within each of us where we are impatient, like Mars is already doing that with us because it's in Aries energy, it's in our body. So for you, Pisces, Mars is in your 2nd house. Now, your 2nd house is what you value, your resources, okay? 2nd house is also our desires, and having Mars there, Mars adds fire, adds passion to what you desire, which means I'm going to go after what I want. The thing about Mars energy is to remember very much of it is egoic energy. If we're not aware of it, it can just override the thinking, which is what Mars is typical for doing. It's all about I have to take action with what I want. If I want something, I will go after it. That's Mars. Mars, remember, is combative. It's the fighter. It was born for war. Knowing that it was born for war can help you to at least maybe see combative parts of your personality, combative parts of your ego that come through, where there may be actions and words that, well, aren't so nice. It's very easy to do with Mars in Aries energy because it's more of this, let's just do. Let's just talk. Let's just go after. We'll think about it later on because the drive is so strong. Okay. And at this time, at the butt end of July, and at the beginning of August, we had Mars squaring with Jupiter. And Jupiter kind of can fuel Mars energy up. It is a square, but they both kind of add energy to each other. So your Jupiter energy, this is all happening in your 11th house, which is your group energy. Okay, you've got Capricorn/group energy mixed together, right? So it's structured groups, because Capricorn adds structure. It organizes groups. This is that Capricorn, I'm the boss, I'm in charge. So being the boss of groups, or having groups that are kind of like manage other people, other things, other entities, other businesses even, it could be. But it is in the 11th house, so it could be there's an internet aspect to it. Maybe you're able to work online. If you haven't been doing that before, I would probably look into it. You should be able to do it now. Jupiter's there, Pluto's there, Saturn is there as well. Saturn and Pluto are both going to have conversations with Mars. And Mars is all about what I want. Okay? So, Mars squaring with Pluto, Mars squaring with Jupiter, then Mars squaring with Saturn, they're all going to be having conversations. It's not impossible, this rough road that we're all going to be headed on. So for you, this is this uncomfortable thing with what I value, what is important to me, my value systems are completely clashing, it feels like. It's tense, it's stressful, there's testing involved, because it's directly connected with that 11th house. So it's friends as well. Okay, it's your friendship house. So whatever you're talking about, whatever maybe I'm doing, because I'm on the internet, and that is the 11th house, whatever maybe it is that I'm saying or presenting, right? Something here is uncomfortable, definitely uncomfortable, because it's Mars being squaring Pluto, squaring Jupiter, squaring Saturn. So each one takes a hit, so to speak. And so each one of those planets sends a beam to Mars. So Saturn sends a beam to Mars and tests it and says, hey, no, you want to do this, but you can't do this. These are the rules if you want to do this. Instead of, you got to take 10 more steps, right? Simon says, with our actions. Then Jupiter does the same thing. And Jupiter, this is a weird one, because Jupiter doesn't have much power in Capricorn energy. So it's almost like, okay, is Jupiter even going to make a difference here? Because Jupiter is restricted in Capricorn energy. So that one has a lot to do with your private chart. Will depict upon how this will look for you. But then there's Pluto. Pluto rules over everything in the chart, because Pluto is the slowest moving planet. Pluto is transformative. And so Pluto directly squaring your second house of income, directly squaring your second house of what you value, directly squaring your body. Your Mars energy is there. The head, remember, Aries rules the head, but it is the whole body as well. So this could be a time when, if Pluto's squaring your body, I'm probably not telling you anything you don't know, right? You can feel the effects of this. It takes on, being run down and maybe health issues, because the physical, the Aryan energy is our structure of the body. And it's definitely structure squaring it, because it's Capricorn energy. And remember, Capricorn, if we want to look in terms of people, it's people who are in charge. People who are in charge of me. Maybe I'm in charge of people, but maybe there's people over me, right? There's the CEO. It's the big dogs. It is the people with power, right? And this is what this is. This is the people of power throwing their weight around onto your body, literally, and saying, yeah, but you need to be doing this. Or you have to, these are the rules. This is what you know. So there's more structure, more rules, more regulations, and just stress. Bottom line, just stress. A person I knew one time, I haven't talked to him in a long time, unfortunately. He was a super awesome human being. He was a doctor. And he said to me, there's only one real culprit in life when it comes to our bodies. It's the word stress. He said, but if you really analyze it, it just comes down to the physical stresses in your life, the chemical stresses in your life, the spiritual stresses of your life, right? So the mental, the physical, chemical, and mental stress. He said, but bottom line, it's just stress. And it throws us way out of whack in ways that we never imagined it could. And many times it's not until we get past it and we look back on it that we then can connect those dots and be like, wow, And so this is a way of saying you may want to back off. You may want to stop whatever it is you're doing in this relationship, this could be work and the groups that you're affiliated with, where it's a time of, okay, I need to really take a look at this, stand back and say to myself, I no longer want to be a part of this, or really be able to tweak and do exactly as you're being told to do. It's one of those things because there's just so much pressure. And this pressure isn't going away because it's set up all the way until the month of December, unfortunately. But let's go to number 4 for you. So number 4 is that we do have angel wings present. I already put a video out for the August full moon. If you haven't seen it, you'd want to go watch it because it does talk about the overarching energies of the full moon time. And in there, I talk about, we've got Neptune and Jupiter exactly sextiling one another. And Neptune's very powerful. Neptune has the ability to dissolve the 3D world. So it's fascinating when we look at where Neptune's located. It's in Pisces, so it does really well there. But it's sextiling Jupiter in an Earth sign, which is the 3D. It's Jupiter in Capricorn. So if Neptune can dissolve the 3D, it makes you wonder, does it some way, shape, and form help the Jupiter energy? Because Jupiter is very ethereal. Jupiter is not the tangible. It's not. Jupiter is out there. It's the universal energies. Jupiter is very expansive. Remember, the planet Jupiter is a gas giant, and it adds to things. So when we have this beneficial sextile occur with the planet Neptune, and we understand what Neptune means, Neptune is about the best for all involved. Neptune is about God-type, super idealistic, high frequencies coming in and bringing blessings. I call them the angel wings, the angel wings that wrap around us and that protect us from harm's way, from things that could be potentially really harmful. Because I'm going to be honest, when Mars and Pluto square up, okay, this is a potentially, it's a very hot time. It's a very hot time. And in the nation of the US's chart, it's very, very, very hot time. Let's go to number 3 for you. Number 3 is talking about the North and the South node. This is fascinating when I'm looking at it because when we get further into August, when we get beyond the full moon, which I am going to go back to about the full moon because there's some other things about the full moon. I do go in depth about it when you go and look at the August reading for the beginning of August. It's a chart thing. It breaks it down super deep for those that are following along astrologically and going by the degrees. It gives you so much more information, but it gives you a lot of timeless nuggets of knowledge. So it'll be used as a resource that you can always go back upon and learn and glean stuff from. We have the North and the South node, which becomes a really big factor when we get further into the month of August. Like August 10th is a big deal, actually, but it's not just August 10th. Like we start feeling emanations around August 8th, 9th, 10th. And those are times of shocks and surprises. Those are times when the sun is literally squaring the planet Uranus. And so it's literally a time of expect the unexpected. Expect that you need to be doing something different on August 3rd, the time of the full moon. Do not be doing what you normally do. It is a time where you are realizing you need something fresh. You just need to be doing something different. There is a thirst for something different. There is the impatience too. So make a plan to do something different on the full moon. Yeah, crazy, right? But when we get to the 10th, and when we look at the moon's nodes start getting very close to the galactic center. The galactic center is at 27 degrees in Sagittarius energy. Okay, so 27 degrees in Sagittarius energy, and the South node is there as well. South node is like at 29, 28 degrees, but when we get to like August 15th, the South node is literally right on top of the galactic center. But we'll start feeling it at 28 degrees. We'll start getting emanations of it. So the South node's about what we're releasing. But being conjunct the point of source for our galaxy, which means this is quite powerful. This is the galactic center. This is considered like the God point for our galaxy. This is what created the galaxy we live in, the galactic center. I'm releasing. This is what I'm letting go. So Pisces, where is this in your chart? Because this will tell me where this is in your life. When I take a look at the galactic center, which is your Sagittarius energy at 27 degrees, Your Sagittarius energy is in your 10th house. So this reinforces the earlier message, which had to do with organized structures in groups, and this could be your job and your career. Sagittarian energy, 27 degrees, the galactic center, the South Node is about, I'm letting this go, I'm releasing it. You can't fight the God energy. Now, I realize there might be some other things in your chart that support something else, that support a balance of this energy. Again, I would need to see that to be able to be more clear on that for you. But typically, we're letting something go. And if it's in your 10th house is your professional ambitions. It's typically your career, your job. Your 10th house is typically where you express your best. And having Sagittarius energy in your 10th house, this is the house placement of a professional teacher, right? These are the professors. Sagittarian energy is the teacher, but they're so much more than that. They're very expansive. They love connecting in with all beings, right? That's Sagittarian energy. They are the explorers, okay? They're very spiritual, deeply spiritual deeply spiritual beings. They can be considered gurus for many people. They can be, others teachers. They are all about traveling. If you have Sagittarian energy in the 10th house, you could also be someone who at one time in your life, especially when you were a child, you thought about being an astronaut. Because think about that. It's this arrow that's constantly shooting up, shooting constantly for the stars. What kind of a goal could you have in the physical world? Remember what I said about Jupiter? Because Jupiter rules Sag. What kind of a goal could you have for Jupiter that would make it satiated, where it would be satisfied in this life? Because the minute you hit a goal, you're immediately searching for another one. And they're always higher. Well, eventually, you got to leave the Earth plane. Eventually, you got to get off the globe. So for Sagittarius in the 10th, when they were kids, right, very idealistic and very unlimited in their thinking, it was like, I am going to the moon. I am going to Mars. I am going out there into the galaxy. I'm going to the galactic center. Like, I want to shoot to the moon. I want to go to Jupiter. Like, I am going, and I'm going to keep on going. I want to go and sit upon a shooting star and travel with it. Like, that's Sagittarius energy in the 10th house. Very, very optimistic, very fiery, very powerful, very goal-driven. Whoa, right? So there's a big let go there. So there may be a specific goal you're letting go of. There could be multiple goals you're letting go of, or it could literally be a job, a career. It could be something like that. It just depends upon if this is actually supported in addition to by factors in your chart. Does that make sense? If not, comment below. I'll clarify. Number 3, I think we're at number 3. I already talked about so many things. I don't even know where we are. But either they're at number 2, number 3, I'm not sure. More in depth, the full moon. I went off and talked about it a little bit. I got a little bit scrambled. Other things started coming in. This is how it works. This is why I have this to try to keep me focused. The full moon, there is a big T-square. Okay, it's the planet Uranus, it's the moon, and it's the sun, right? So Uranus is sending beams to the sun, Uranus is sending beams to the moon. Well, when I look at where the sun is going to be for you, it's going to be in Leo at 11 degrees and 46 minutes. Again, go watch that other video to give you more information. But for you, this is in your 6th house. And again, this means that Uranus is sending a shock and a surprise to the 6th house. The 6th house is health routines, job routines, work, the way I serve, the people that I serve. This is the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of service. The 6th house is also domestic pets. The 6th house is also health habits. The 6th house is also hygiene. So our hygiene routines. If Uranus is squaring that, okay, this is at the full moon. All right, so just be aware of that. Remember, Uranus is raising our consciousness about something. It demands that something new be done, because whatever was being done, Uranus is saying, stop that. I'm here to disrupt your health routines. I'm here to disrupt your work routines. I'm here to disrupt your health habits. I'm here to disrupt your daily routines. You've got Leo energy there. So in other words, at Leo energy is with children, routines, daily routines with children. Oh man, Uranus is sending beams to there. And the sun exactly squares Uranus right there at 10 and 11 degrees. Now this is big, okay? Really, really do yourself a favor and go watch the other video I put out, because there's more information about this point It's a really big point. It's an important point. It has a lot to do with the next 2 years of your life. So go watch that video to find out more about that. I've got to get on to number 2. I think I'm on number 2. Understanding the stress and the tension of that full moon will give you a lot of information of how to just stay calm and how to know where your place of peace is, okay? So your place of peace is typically in your 5th house. It's your family, it's your home, it's being a mom, it's nurturing. That is for you. You have a lot of fun activity with that because that's where your Cancer energy is at. And that makes sense. But I want you to really hone in on this Cancer energy. You're going to have an easier time understanding what I'm talking about when Venus gets there. In August, Venus will be entering your 5th house, and this is wonderful for you. This is going to give you some respite, and you've been needing this because you need a break from all the craziness that's been going on, all the structure. And if you're a Pisces ascendant, with your physical body, you're not a big fan of, like, you know, you like a little bit of this and that and a little bit of feeling where the flow is and going with it, right? That's kind of important for you. Feelings are very important for you. The empathy, the understanding, the nurturing. And this is a time in the month of August, thank God, you get to have Venus in Cancer in your 5th house, which is all about have fun with nurturing self. This is all about you, not just nurturing the children in your life, but this is about you nurturing the child in you. I want you to take this and I want you to do this. And I want to hear back from you how you're doing that. I want to hear how you are making time every single day in the month of August and from this point on, because the month of August is creating new mental skills that bring us joy and laughter and optimism and positivity, because we're going to have Mercury. This is point number 1. We're going to have Mercury in Leo energy. Now, yes, if Mercury's in Leo, that's fixed. That means it is going to square the Uranus energy at 10 degrees in Taurus. You're right. And that's like what happens when we get to August 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. There's a lot of Uranus is triggered a lot. As soon as something gets into fixed, it's triggering fixed. Taurus is fixed Earth. So whenever the planets, which are going to be occurring for the rest of the summer, we're going to have the sun is transiting through Leo. Then Mercury's transiting through Leo. Then eventually Venus is going to be transiting through Leo. So all these faster moving planets, when they start transiting through Leo, they are all going to be throwing squares to Uranus will be throwing squares to them. And just remember, Uranus's job is to break up your routines. Uranus's job is to create new ways of having fun, because it's all the Leo energy that's going to be getting this energy from Uranus. And at the same time, they're throwing beams of energy to what we value, because that's where Uranus is in Taurus, what I value. And so for you, your Leo energy is in your 6th house. So when I talk about all this stuff going through the fiery fixed Leo squaring earthy Taurus energy with Uranus there, this is going to be happening for the next few months for you. But this is me going deep and showing you each of these faster, smaller, the fast planets, the sun, Mercury, Venus, they're all coming up to square your Taurus energy with Uranus sitting there. Your Taurus energy with Uranus sitting there is in your 3rd house. Your 3rd house, my friend, is how you think. It's how you talk. It's how you speak. Your 3rd house is the way you relate and the way you communicate. The 3rd house for you is also siblings, sibling energy, okay? You've got Uranus in Taurus in your 3rd house. Now, if you're looking at your chart and you want degrees, you're looking at that 10/11 degree point. This is a very important point in all of our lives. Remember this point. Let's go and give you a bonus nugget, because that's all I have time for. Bonus nugget is, going forward, we're going to have a beautiful release happening. I already talked about it. It was at Sagittarian energy, the Sagittarian energy in your 10th house of release. But what's at the opposite end of the release? The opposite end of the release is the North Node in Gemini. The North Node in Gemini energy. So this is in your 4th house. This is at home. This is wonderful, okay? Because Venus is going to be touching on the North Node. at 27 degrees in Gemini. Okay? This happens at the same time that we have that South Node thing happening that I talked about in the beginning. Beliefs about career, the beliefs about work, you know, the astronaut, what you used to believe, that's that South Node release spot. But at the opposite of it is where we're headed for the future. Now, I've talked about the North Nodes in Gemini going to be there for like the next 16 months now. When Venus is conjunct that, it shows you very clearly what the new beginning is. Venus conjunct the North Node in Gemini in your 4th house. Remember, Gemini is a new skill set. Gemini is about our hands. So are you going to be doing lots of more internet work, or are you going to be doing something crafty? Are you going to be doing something creative? Are you going to be doing something fun? Are you going to be doing more talking? Because that's totally Gemini energy. Are you going to be writing? Remember, Gemini is the scribe. Are you going to be writing? Maybe you're going to be vlogging, because Gemini energy is the internet. Maybe you'll be doing a YouTube vlog about life at home now and what that looks like and how life has changed, how home has changed. North Node, Gemini, Venus, all together in your 4th house. This is 27 degrees. Check your chart. 27 degrees of Gemini energy. See if that's in the 4th. See where it's at exactly for you in your chart. You need help, comment below and I'll help you. I will look it up for you. Obviously, I would need your birth digits, but I will check it out for you, and then I'll give you the meaning of that location, because this is Venus's and the North Node's way of saying, in case you weren't sure of the new beginning, this is it. And Venus is going to be out of bounds at this time. Now remember, Venus has been out of bounds for a long time. Yes, this is another nugget of knowledge. I lied, another bonus. Venus is still out of bounds. Venus will be out of bounds until August 6th. At that time, it's no longer out of bounds. But Venus being out of bounds is good, because Venus is a giver. Venus is benevolent. Venus likes to bring gifts. You know, I kind of see Venus as the female Santa Claus. She walks in all dressed in her red, you know, it's like Mrs. Claus. That's Venus. She walks in and she's got a bag, you know, it's a nice Gucci or whatever the hell, nice leather. I mean, anyway, Venus likes, she's into quality, leathers, silks, wool, right? Like wood, like Venus is into jewelry. So it's like gold, silver, platinum, like Venus is into high quality things in beauty, art, definitely fine arts, right? That is Venus energy. Venus is income. Venus is money. If Venus enters your 4th house and it's conjunct the North Node, this is without a doubt a focus on something good coming to the home, because Venus is bringing some sort of a gift, and typically a new skill set in the home, because it's Gemini energy. And I love this. I love this for you because it has to do with your home life. And you likely have been going through a lot of deep transformations, right? Between work and home. And so I'm happy to deliver this beautiful news. It's Pisces ascendant. I want you to hone in on this Venus, because I want you to also understand that if Venus is in the home, and that 4th house isn't just my physical home, it's also this home here. This is a signal from the universe that it's not just a time to receive in the material home. It is a time for you to give back to this space, to this home, to your inner space. It is a time to not just say, I love myself, but it is a time to truly give yourself. It is a time for you to hone in and to be a parent to the little me within inside of you. This reemphasizes that totally. This is time to not just have fun with that, but to truly give in a more consistent way to a degree of you that may have been left out, to a degree of your being. You know, there's a child part inside of all of us, right? The little me's, where they felt so neglected, they literally went and hid, and you may not even be aware that they're there. And so this is Venus coming in and saying self-nurture, self-love, self-abundance, self-beauty, give, give, give. Take this, say yes, I am worthy. Say yes to the universe. Say yes to Venus. Bring it all to me, Venus. Bring me the good. I am worthy. I am good.